Every empire has its origin, and sometimes it all begins with a simple job and an unstoppable drive. Dennis grew up in Memphis. Prior to that, he and his mom lived in Dallas for a short time, where she was shot and paralyzed from the waist down. This one thing changed Dennis's life, but resilience ran deep, and that grit would carry him far. He got his start at a company called Hubline, but it wasn't long before bigger opportunities came calling. At PepsiCo, Dennis helped bring Mountain Dew to the West Coast and launched a bold new tagline, "Do the Do." But his journey didn't stop there. Dennis eventually stepped in as CEO of Wiener Schnitzel, transforming the brand and leading it to become the world's largest hot dog chain. From small beginnings to iconic brands, this is a story of vision, hustle, with a little mustard on top.
Hi, I'm Dennis Tase. I am actually retired from the business world today. When I look back at my child life, I would say it's as normal as anybody's child life. Played a lot of baseball, did a lot of hide and go seek and things like that. I was fortunate enough to have a grandmother that took care of me all the time while my mom worked. But one thing that I do recall that I think really made a difference in my life was when we lived in Dallas. My mom was shot when I was 14 months old. And you would have thought that that would have been the end of the world. But my mom made the world really expand. She was able to persevere. She was able to give me what I needed. And she took care of everybody around her. My mom was shot, paralyzed, and could no longer walk. But she ended up working in the city government. She would drive herself to work every day, get her wheelchair out of her car, get in it, and roll up to her job at the city hall. Anybody that had any brains at all could see that this wasn't going to happen unless this person was determined, focused, and had perseverance. And I learned those things from my mom. But again, I look at how she persevered and her determination and her focus. She was an incredible person. And of course, now it takes this many years for me to really say that she made a big difference in my life.
He wore many hats over the years, but it was PepsiCo that defined his path and sharpened his edge in the business world. PepsiCo strengthened his marketing and leadership skills. However, Dennis was ready for something bigger, something where he could make a difference. That's when Wiener Schnitzel came calling.
Well, actually, my first job was selling donuts when I was like 8 years old. This guy would come into our neighborhood, pick up us kids, and we'd get in the back of this van, and he had this stinky cigar, but we sold donuts all through the neighborhoods. And I remember learning then that the more donuts I sold, the more money I made. And of course, I didn't eat my profits either. I've had 3 jobs. The first one was with Hubline, which was in the wine business. The second was with PepsiCo, and that's where I learned all of my marketing skills and my leadership skills. And my last job was with Wiener Schnitzel. I learned everything about business that Pepsi could possibly teach me. And they were very good at it. They would send us to schools all over the country to learn how to manage people and to lead people and get results. And I think I took that when Pepsi moved me to Los Angeles. And at the time, the biggest hurdle in LA was a brand called Mountain Dew. It had already been introduced in Los Angeles and basically came off the shelves because it didn't sell. And one of my biggest focuses at that time was to take Mountain Dew and rebrand it and move it forward. And I was able to do all of that because of the skills that PepsiCo provided me.
PepsiCo strengthened his marketing and leadership skills. However, Dennis was ready for something bigger, something where he could make a difference. That's when Wiener Schnitzel came calling.
Gallardi Group, Wiener Schnitzel, tried recruiting me because I made a big presentation at their national convention, and they were very excited about it. Of course, it's easy to do when you work for PepsiCo because you have all the tools and the bells and whistles. And after a couple of years, they recruited me, and I kept thinking, I don't want to go to work for a small company like this. I'm working for a company now that's very large, but my family is more important to me than my job. And of course, without my family, I wouldn't have had a good job. And I had the benefit of being able to coach my kids, see my kids play, and take a brand that was really struggling, Wienerschnitzel. And we made it into something that it is today.
I am Brittany Clark. I am the daughter of Dennis Tase. Well, my parents they are a great team. They allowed me to do what I needed to do, but they would always put me back on track. And my dad was the voice of reason. He is a fighter in so many ways. He fought through setbacks. He fought through hardships. He is currently battling 2 stage 4 cancers, along with all the ailments that comes with this disease. My dad is resilient and courageous. I've seen him through the years choose growth over surrender.
There are probably several times that I wanted to give up. And giving up is one thing, or changing jobs is another. I always thought the grass was greener on the other side. And when I look back, or even then, I focused on, what do I really want? You know, I want to be able to spend time with my family. I want to be successful. I want to be known in my industry. And those things all just came natural to me. I was able to get into our industry and be successful and raise my family. And the biggest thing there was John Gallardi. He was a family man.
There are many proud moments in my dad's career. I actually had the opportunity to work alongside him at Wienerschnitzel. He knew how to rally the franchisees during national conventions. Whatever the theme was for the convention, my dad would dress up, and he would have a huge production. He would show the franchisees compassion and understanding. That to me is a good leader, and I was proud to call him my dad, and I'm proud to be his daughter.
When it comes to making hard decisions, the most hard decisions are always involving people, when you have to let people go. And I recall with Wienerschnitzel, one of the ways we restructured Wienerschnitzel is we went from about 105 people to 52. We were doing things that we didn't really need to be doing. But you know, those people were able to move forward in their lives. There was a bump in the road, but it helped grow Wienerschnitzel into what it is today. My legacy is, I used to tell the people whenever I would meet with all our sales guys and girls, the legacy that I would have for Wienerschnitzel is that they look back working at Wienerschnitzel as one of the best times of their life. Everybody's going to move on to different jobs, but I wanted them to be able to look back at Wienerschnitzel and say, they took care of me, they cared about me, and therefore they were able to grow in their business world. I think the biggest advice I would give is dedication and focus. If you're not focused on the prize, it won't make any difference how determined you are to be successful. You can't be successful if you're not focusing on the prize.